Hello everyone and welcome to Total War Arena Academy Part 6. In this short video, we'll be covering unit strengths and weaknesses, and some tips and tricks to help you up your game for catapults. Their strengths are, they have massive range attacks and shoot an arc, letting them shoot from safety and giving them the ability to shoot enemies in most parts of the map. They're also possibly the best unit in the game for getting enemies off the towers, as it's an easy target to aim for by using the Alt key. Their damage can be massive, especially if the unit they hit is stationary, which most targets will be when they're holding the flag. Their weaknesses are, they're slow when pushing, the catapults, making the deployment phase one of the most important parts of the game for catapults, because choosing a bad position could lead to you doing no damage all game. And with such few men in each catapult unit, they don't last long when under any sort of pressure. Some maps are quite large and hilly, which can leave you in a position where you can't fire at the enemy as they're too far away, or they're simply near a cliff which is blocking your shots. Another thing to keep in mind is a large portion of your damage will be coming from your consumables, which is a strength and a weakness. You have the 10 amazingly powerful shots, but if you miss your target, it can really affect your game. With catapults, I recommend the Commander Caesar because of his range buff, but they can work with any commander. Now here are some tips for when you're playing your catapults. Catapults have the ability to fire into the fog of war, which is a great ability for getting enemies off the towers. To do this, hold the Alt key. Now if the circle is red, that means your catapults are either reloading or are still in the process of setting up a shot after moving. If the circle is grey, that means your catapults are not in a position where they can hit that spot. And if the circle is green, you're all good to go and can launch some boulders. As you can see in this video, I've just finished using alternative fire to shoot them away from their tower, taking out their vision. I then line up a shot on the archers, who are about to retreat. I fire where I predict they will be in 5 seconds, and ignore the ballista as someone attempts to make them viable, doing a large amount of damage in return, and receiving only a small amount of casualties. I then predict where they will be in another 5 seconds, hitting them a second time. Here's another example of shooting into the fog of war. As you can see, I'm launching boulders into the enemy's tower for easy kills. But remember, catapults are to horses what shit is to flies, so when solo killing, it is advised that you bring your own protection. Here 3 horse units approach as they trace a trail of smoke from my hot balls back to my catapults. I managed to chase them away with my 2 melee units, but remember, flies can't resist the smell of shit, and they will do anything to sit on it. I attempt to get my horses to chase them off with a hammer blow, and with the help of some friendly spears, they rout straight into my awaiting infantry, where my spears manage to anvil them and destroy most of what's left of the enemy. Here's another example of horses in heat. As you can see, an ally is defending me with his spears, but these horses are like moths to the flame. They are willing to take a spear up the arse to give you a ride. So as you may have realised, it can be a great idea to bring one spear unit when choosing catapults, as they will often rack up the kills, protecting your artillery. And while you have one less catapult, it's just as capable of doing the job of 3 when it comes to getting the enemy off tower points. Now here's the last tip of the video for you catapult players. Remember to follow arrows being shot at you or your allies back to the enemy. This allows you to easily fire upon them. Here you can see my ally pikes are being shot at upon by archers. I trace the shots back and fire upon them for devastating damage. That brings us to the end of Total War Arena Academy Part 6. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and thumbs up. Join me next time where we cover pikemen and their infinite amount of bugs. And in the meantime, Enjoy your game.